Kayleigh, could you just clarify the scope of Roger Stone's clemency? A federal judge is asking for this. Does it only apply to prison time, or does it also include the 2-year period of supervised release?
I don't have the exact details for you on that, but I can follow up. What I will say is that the Roger Stone clemency was a very important moment for justice in this country. You had a completely bogus Russia witch hunt that found nothing, and in order to justify the waste of taxpayer dollars, you had Robert Mueller charging people with process crimes. And it's really curious to me that with Roger Stone, he's charged of false statements, but McCabe was charged of false statements, lying to federal investigators. Brennan, false statements to Congress. Clapper, false statements to Congress. But last time I checked, they didn't have 29 FBI agents wearing tactical gear, showing up at their house in a pre-dawn raid, wielding M4 rifles, sweeping across their lawn, as happened to Roger Stone. They didn't have 4 agents using battering rams, breaking down their front door over false statements. And they didn't have helicopters hovering over their houses and 2 police boats that roared up. Instead, McCabe and Clapper and Brennan and these guys are given lucrative contracts, books, contributorships. So there are really 2 standards of justice in this country, as Adam Schiff noted. Fortunately, he doesn't have the facts to back up the way he meant that term.
Deborah. Thank you, Kayleigh. I have a question myself, and then as a principal, I'd like to ask a question from a news organization that can't be here because of social distancing. My question. In February, when he was in Las Vegas, speaking to Hope for Prisoners, the president said he didn't want to use his pardon power on Roger Stone because he thought he could be exonerated. That didn't happen, and the president commuted his sentence. During the same event, the president said that he might give a full pardon to John Ponder, a convicted bank robber who served his time, turned his life around, and started Hope for Prisoners. Is there going to be a pardon for John Ponder? And what about the more than 1,300 pardon applications sitting in the pardon attorney's office? Because there's talk now that people don't go to the pardon attorney's office, they go through the White House. Is that a good thing, or does it mean that only politically connected people can get pardons?
So I have no update on John Ponder. It's absolutely not the case that only those who are politically connected get a pardon. This president is the president of criminal justice reform. This president did the First Step Act. This president has fought for those who are given unduly harsh sentences more than any Democrat who liked to talk about it but never actually did it. And in fact, when you compare the pardoning record of this president with past presidents, it's quite striking that this president's given 36 pardons and commutations. President Obama gave 1,927. And when you look at the nature of some of the pardons given, let's say under President Clinton, you talk about politically connected pardons. We can't get more politically connected with pardons than pardoning your brother, Roger Clinton, as President Clinton did. Susan McDougal, one of your associates who was pardoned for her role in Whitewater. Mark Rich, who gave $450,000 to the Clinton Library, or at least his wife did, donated $1 million to Democrat campaigns, and then he gets a pardon from President Clinton. And notably, a lot of these pardons were when he was going out the door. So this president's used it sparingly and instead focused on criminal justice reform, helping to rectify racial disparities in our sentencing. And Clinton and Obama appears did a whole lot of pardoning, and in some cases politically motivated, it seems, but didn't do a whole lot to help the innocent people who have served their time and been given unduly harsh sentences.
I have a follow-up.